A terrorist attack was just recently committed in my hometown of New Orleans, Louisiana. At least 14 people were killed and many more injured because a man decided to drive his truck through a crowd on Bourbon Street and then after that get out and open fire. I'm usually a little on edge walking around in New Orleans, but this just takes things to a whole new level. My heart goes out to all of the families affected. No one should ever have to go through something like this. This happened around 3 a.m. Citizens should be able to feel safe being outside, walking outside at all times, even 3 a.m., which is when this happened. Do you know where I feel safe at 3 a.m.? China. What about you guys? Do you feel safe walking where you live, alone, at all times of the night? Let me know in the comments, or if something scary has happened to you, let me know. Now, speaking of China, I'm BeeRose in China, and today I have something really interesting to talk to you about. And also, you need to stick around for the end of the video because I am going to take you on a nighttime walk of Beijing. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is for today's topic, and that is China has more freedoms than the United States. It's hard to believe, right? Well, let me explain why. It's hard to believe that China could have more freedom than the land of the free, America. After all, the news paints China in a really negative light. But what if I told you that what you see on the news is not bad? Take, for example, mass surveillance. There are cameras on every corner of Beijing street covering 100% of public spaces. A lot of you in the comments say this freaks you out, that it limits your freedoms. What do you think? Does it freak you out? Honestly, I'm fine with it because I think it gives people in China more freedoms. Let me explain. Perhaps people in the States might say that the police force is doing a fine enough job and the cameras aren't needed. But let me explain to you why that is not possible in China or Beijing. So, do you know how many people are in China? In Beijing alone, there are 22 million people. Can you imagine the manpower needed to cover all of the people here, as well as the cost? It would cost a literal fortune. In Beijing, cameras have been installed to cover 100% of public space. This means that the presence of police is far less. The vibe in China is way more chill compared to that of America due to the lack of police presence. And police in China are not even armed. What do you think? Should there be more police presence or less? The only time you really see more police or more security would be when you're in the inner rings of Beijing, closer to the Forbidden City. Also in China, I feel like police are far more approachable. They're not armed, they're friendly, and also when they have to intervene, they don't escalate things. What do you feel like? Where you're from, are police approachable or are they not approachable? I want to know. Let me know in the comments. In China, at night, even at 3 a.m., people feel safe walking around. Not only that, you can see scooters, bicycles, even belongings left unattended. Also, you can commonly see women walking around alone, and they have this air of just calmness. They don't look paranoid, they don't look fearful, they're not checking over their shoulder constantly. They just look like they're totally relaxed. Most women I see even are scrolling on their phones. The vibe in China is so different than the vibe in America. I never would have dreamt of walking alone in America. It's just too dangerous. But here, I walk around like la 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 la. Back to what some of you have said in the comments, that cameras everywhere, watching everyone's every move is limiting people's freedoms. But hold up a minute, let's consider the crime rates in America. In my hometown alone, it ranks in the top 3 for highest murder rates in the country. Not only that, it ranks really high for the entire freaking world. That's insane. I love where I'm from and I love to enjoy being in New Orleans. It's the city that I grew up in. But how can you really feel relaxed when that is in the back of your mind? They're playing some Chinese instruments right now. This is like a free concert. All right, let's go back to the subject. A lot of people in the States, when they don't feel safe, decide to carry a gun. I feel like this escalates things to a level it should never be taken to. What do you think? Carrying guns, does it help the situation or does it hurt the situation? Why do people want to carry guns? It's because in the States, safety is not guaranteed. In America, there's more emphasis placed on individual freedoms. So I get it. I get that people are freaked out, but I have to ask, why do you need so much privacy in public? In China, there's more emphasis placed on the group or collective freedoms. And people are not upset by the cameras. They're not freaked out. There's no public outcry because people understand why they are there. They are there to ensure safety, and they are there to ensure the greater good. In China, I feel totally at peace wherever I go, whenever I choose to go. The cameras are not just a surveillance tool, but a public safety measure. That's a form of freedom too. The freedom to live without fear. What do you guys think? Do you think that I've lost my marbles, or do you agree with me? And now is the time to put my money where my mouth is. I'm gonna see you later tonight, and we're gonna check out these places in Beijing and also who we can see walking around. Groups, people alone, women, men, and just what they're doing, or if we can see items unattended like scooters, bags, bikes, and so on. Let's just check it all out. Happy New Year! It's 1:28 in the morning in Beijing. It's about 1 degree Celsius. I am now officially an ice cube. If you look to my left, you will see tons of unattended scooters. People feel brave enough to leave their scooters out on the sidewalk. Why do they feel safe to do that? Well, check out that blinding light over there. Actually, not just one, but there are several. Those blinding lights are going to be cameras, and those cameras all around the city are going to cover 100% of public space. No one will dare to touch anyone's scooter or bike or bag. It is so safe here. And also, we have been walking around for quite some time trying to find the creepiest, darkest looking areas for you guys, and I have to say that we have not seen or ran into one sketchy looking person, not even one. As you can see, there is a woman alone at night, and she was just on her phone making a phone call, and she was going back and forth. I don't think she knew which way she was supposed to be going. Do you feel safe in China at night?
Of course, I feel safe. I'm in the middle of Beijing now, and I'm in Sanlitun, that is a very well-known area for life night, and I live in Babaoshan, that is 22 kilometers away from here. So after this, I will take a taxi to my home, all by myself, to go there. So I feel very, very safe here. I live here for almost 2 years, so I've never felt unsafe here. It's totally okay. It's great.
That's wonderful. It's so wonderful to feel safe where you live.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about the nightlife in Beijing?
It's very diverse, so there are a lot of kind of life night. I prefer to stay in this area when I can meet foreign people mostly. There are a lot of Chinese people in this hour in Beijing, so it depends on what you do, and it's very different. It's very diverse. You have a lot of choice to go everywhere.
I totally agree. And what would you tell to someone who's thinking about coming to China, but they're on the fence about it?
Oh, if you decide to come to China, you will change your life for better, of course. I've done this 2 years ago when I decided to come here. I was very undecided if I would come or not, because things that I hear in news in my country was no, not go to China, but you have to come here to see what's happening.
I couldn't agree more.
It's totally normal, but in the same time, it's totally different. It's another kind of way of living life.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We are making a video late at night, and I feel totally safe in doing so. I would feel safe to look at my phone, to shoot with my phone, to shoot with an expensive camera, all of those things, because in Beijing, it just feels super safe. You get this overwhelming sense of being safe. And that's all for you guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like it, leave a comment, and subscribe if you want to support me and what we are doing. And if you want me to go around and interview more people in Beijing and ask them about their thoughts on living here, please leave a comment. I would be more than happy to do so, but I want to hear from you guys if you're interested in that. All right, until next time, bye.